This video was brought to you by GeneralPack.com, making power systems intuitive, open, and free to everyone, everywhere. Consider subscribing and supporting through patreon.com/generalpack. This is the mechanism for you to support us financially so we can continue making high-quality power system video tutorials. Our corporate sponsor for this topic is AllumiaX.com from Seattle, Washington. Contact them for industrial and commercial power system studies. Introduction to Power Factor Part 1. This is the first part of the series of Introduction to Power Factor. This series will teach us about the significance of power factor in power system analysis and help us intuitively understand the calculations involved in its measurements as well as mitigation. In this video, Part 1, we will be discussing the basic concepts of electric power and introduce the power factor as an important parameter in power system analysis. We know that a power system consists of many components like generators, transformers, loads, protected devices, and so on. And each equipment has a rating at which it supplies or receives electric energy. The rating is called electric power. Electric power is further classified into three subcategories. The first one is called real power or working power. This is the actual power which is required to perform useful work, or in other words, transfer electrical energy from one point to another. It is expressed in terms of watts, W. The second type is required by induction loads such as motors, pumps, and compressors. This type of energy is required to generate the magnetic flux which is necessary for all induction loads to operate properly. It is called reactive power, and it is expressed in terms of volt-ampere reactive, or VAR. The third and final one is just a vector summation of real and reactive power. We call this one apparent power with the units of volt-ampere, VA. Let's have a look at the simple concept of a drink in order to better understand these concepts. Let's say that we order a glass of beer or drink after a hard day's work. The brightly colored portion can be represented as the real power. And every beer or drink, you can get small undrinkable portion on top in the shape of a foam, and we call this our reactive power. The combination of the drinkable portion and the foam makes up the beer or drink, which can be represented as the apparent power. Now that we have a basic understanding of the fundamentals, we can move ahead towards a critical concept of power factor. To put it in simple terms, the power factor tells us how effectively we're using electricity in our facility or the power system. It is a ratio between real power and apparent power. In the next part, we will try to understand the power factor using the concepts of phasor diagram, the power triangle, and also go into more detail with respect to its significance. We hope you have a continued interest in this topic and series as a student or professional, and we also hope you find this content useful and enlightening. Please consider subscribing to GeneralPack.com and becoming our patron at patreon.com/generalpack. GeneralPack.com, making power systems intuitive and free to everyone, everywhere. Thank you.